Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, y'all, all the stuff I snitched about last night, I'm telling you, YouTube was not trying to let me go live today. It's okay. It's okay. YouTube can do whatever it wants to do. But yeah, no, seriously. It was trying to prevent me from going live. That's going to be okay. Let me get some of these cards ready for us. I asked what this conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is an opportunity is being presented. I put it as all signs rather than a Blu-ray update because I kind of want to just give the intensity of those messages a little bit of a break, right? Simply because my brain can only take so much. My brain can only take so much, okay? All right, we're almost ready, guys. An opportunity is being presented. I'm super curious what this opportunity is. Super, super curious. So let's get started. Here goes. Here goes. Ooh, something's about to be revealed. Whoa. Did y'all feel that? Did you see me? Let me take my glasses off. Did you guys feel that? It's happening again. That's intense. That's very, very intense. Y'all, I need a moment. I'm serious. I need a moment because, like, I don't want to fall over. I don't know if I'm moving or not, but my eyeballs. The heck? What the heck? Okay. That was intense. Oh my gosh, I don't think I felt it that intense in a very long time. Now I'm all tripping. Like maybe it's because I have a hair tie on my wrist or something. That's freaky. Like that extent of shifting is freaky to me. Okay. Concealment and passion in reverse. So this is telling me that there is something going on that's going to be presented. It's very anger filled. I want this to be for us. I don't want this to be a Blu-ray update. This is horrendous. Okay, so what I'm getting is that it will soon be revealed, and it's going to make a lot of people really angry, that the presented fake dedication to trying to preserve some type of peace, to trying to be on the side of humanity, that's going to be very much exposed. The United States is going to get dragged into something. The United States is going to get dragged onto an altar in exchange for some coin. Behind the scenes, money is being exchanged. I would just like, I would even do a love reading for you guys. The intensity of everything that's happening is far too much. I would even be willing to do a love reading. So here's the thing. There's an opportunity being presented to all of us where we can begin grounding what it is we actually want to happen in life. What it is we actually are trying to bring forward is what we need to focus on. And this is the opportunity for you to really anchor that in. Because look, incubation in reverse, right? So this is telling me that that waiting period that period and space where we're kind of just sitting around waiting to see, that's done. There's like, you're not incubating anymore. You're going to be actively hatching. Okay. Like actively hatching. Now, it keeps flipping back and forth from an all signs reading where it's like just, you know, your usual day-to-day life and like trivial human stuff like, oh, relationships, friendships, work. And then the energy and the message flips back to like this Blu-ray update where there's intensity. It involves a collective whole, the progression of our ascension mechanics through such an intense period of transition. Y'all, there's a sleight of hand that's taking place, and that sleight of hand, no one's going to take responsibility for it. No one wants to. There's a lot of just I'm trying to remain in a space of just chill. Newly awakened. Yup. The cow caca. Cow caca is what I'm talking about. All right. Let's see. So really, what do you want our community to know about? What is it? How can we prepare? What is this opportunity? Whatever the opportunity is, I'm going to assume with intense trust and almost even like a need to own and therefore control the outcome for myself. I'm going to trust and control for myself that whatever opportunity we are presented, it can work in our highest favor. It will work in our highest favor. And it will be something that we'll be able to see with clarity, like, okay, this is what we need to do. This is what I need to do to ensure my peace is protected, to ensure that everything moves beautifully. So, okay. More shaking, more shifting. My eyeballs. I'm being shown an image of a crack in the ground. I don't even want to do this reading. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to, because this is like a really dense, very intense message. And if you're not positioned in a space of fortification within yourself, trusting in yourself, trusting in your soul, you're going to hear this and you're going to freak out. That's not something I can control. Information is information. How you receive it is based on how destabilized you are within yourself, within your thoughts, within your circumstance, within your emotions. And quite frankly, I'm getting real sick and tired of people blaming me for their fucking fear. So, all right, soul is trying to trigger me so that I just spit it out. Okay, soul's right. It's not my responsibility to try and coddle people and prevent you from feeling the very thing you need to feel. And if that's fear, then that's fear. That's on you. Okay. The visual that I'm suddenly being given, because there's a whole bunch of shifting, my eyeballs are being rocked in their sockets. It's this visual of like tectonic shifting, but not the plate itself. It's like a specific tectonic plate is going to fracture, like almost down the middle. It's going to break, and that break is going to cause some type of surface accessible fissure. There's going to be a crack in the ground, and I saw something crawling out of it. Something that is very like extremely large upper, small pelvis, shorter but extremely thick, dense legs, especially the region of the femur. Oh shit, it's more than bipedal. It has multiple legs, 4 that I can see. And then the upper body is extremely developed. The head is very, very large, and it has like a very pronounced underbite, like the lower jaw. It has a very pronounced underbite, very pronounced. I don't know what all of this is, but I see more crawling out. I think it's both sola, physical and spiritual. The region of the world that I'm seeing this coming out of is the region of the world that's having the most publicly witnessed conflict. There's conflict everywhere. Most of it is hidden. Most of it is very cleverly hidden behind closed doors. You need to rebirth yourself. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to allow for the destruction of your current self, your ego, or anything like that. What that tells me is that the version of you that exists right now is the version that has been enabling this type of maneuvering behind the scenes. We need to get very, very clear as to what exactly is happening. This whole concept of left versus right, this whole narrative of like oligarchies and kings and stuff, and it's all focused on Trump. You guys know he's not the richest fucking person on earth, right? I'm not sticking up for him, but you're being distracted. You're being distracted. It's up to you guys. I'm not into politics, and I don't want to get dragged into any type of politics. I'm not opposed to being dragged. Just don't involve me in political shit because I think it's all shit. So there's a lot of backhanded type maneuverings that are happening. We're being presented with an opportunity. So, how can we maximize this opportunity for our greatest potentiality to be presented? Are there like audits that can be done? Can there groups can there be groups that are formed to kind of track where money is going in and out, where it's coming from, where it's being sent to, what it's being spent on? And I'm not talking about official authorized groups. I'm talking about those of us who have made finance our career, and we are very much um, intrigued by finance, because there's people who are like that. They love everything to do with like the financial sector, and it creates very interesting patterns that they can follow. Can we have groups that are formed that love that type of thing, and like y'all keep track of everything? Just keep track of it, because there's some accountability that needs to really be pushed forward. And the people who will be holding the unaccountable accountable, they need to have the courage and the capacity to speak loudly and very clearly and be able to provide whatever needs to be provided to show the actuality of their findings. This is something that's super duper important. We need to stop feeding into the frenzy. This new go at a frantic, frenzied state. It starts now. The story is uploading and it starts now. So there's a story being pushed forward, and it's pushing a specific type, a specific set of a series of events that once we're in that, you're not undoing it. It's going to need to run its course. I'm telling you guys right now, if this runs its course for all the ones who are accustomed to seeing all of that insane, unnecessary destruction across the ocean, you're going to see it in your backyards. You're going to see it in your backyards. There's no longer going to be any nation, any people that are going to be exempt from this experience. This is on a whole nother level that all of this will play out. Right now, we still have the ability to create a different potentiality, to create a different pathway and a different outcome. We're being sucked into an upside down cycle once again. If you're going to allow it, and I don't want to hear anything about a specific political group being the problem. The whole fucking politics of it all is the problem. The entire thing. People will say, no, it's just because the system is broken. We need to rehab it. We need to repair it. No, my love. It is working exactly as it was designed to work. It's not broken. I know. I think I'm entering into menopause as well. Everyone and everything is irritating the shit out of me. True story. Okay. Carrying forward. Okay. The word wants to be written. So this is about really solidifying what it is we're trying to bring to fruition. I want to focus on things that will facilitate a return of peace, right? Peace is our natural state as humans. So we need to make sure that we allow ourselves to recognize how far from center we've been pulled and really give ourselves permission to no longer be compliant with that. I'm not willing to be part of a game that I never wanted to play in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We need to have a big, bold vision. This big, bold vision involves us no longer simply being told how to think, how to feel, what side to choose. They have us fighting each other nonstop, just nonstop fighting each other. If it's not based on race, it's based on political stance. If it's not based on political stance, it's based on gender. No, and I don't care. I don't care, because that type of divisive mindset and all of that's not how I function. That's not how I work. That's not how I want to exist, and I will not be forced to exist in that way. And people are doing this on a micro level as well. It's not just the macro, it's a micro level as well. Because for far too long, we as individuals have allowed those who like to dominate, control, and force people under their dominion, we've allowed them to have access to us, influence over us. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. And it's not about telling you who to not listen to. It's about reminding you to listen to yourself, to listen to your soul. You're being presented with an opportunity. And yo, I am nothing but a trigger for all of you. I am not to be worshiped. I am not to be held in such a space where it's like everything I say is absolutely right. No, I'm a regular ass person. My function is to trigger you. That's why it doesn't bother me that I trigger people. That, okay, good, I'm doing my job. Just by existing, I trigger people. Okay, good. I don't know what I'm triggering you about. I don't know what I said that's upsetting you in some way, but like figure it out, work it out through yourself. Not so you can be okay with me, but so you can figure out why your soul brought you across my path specifically. Because there's something it's been trying to tell you. I don't know what it is. There's something it's been trying to tell you, and you haven't been able or willing to hear it. So now it brings you across my path, and now you're all triggered and stuff. You're all riled up because guess what? There's something you need to do. I don't know what it is. Free from judgment, free to love. You need to allow yourself to love yourself to the degree that you're now willing to listen to yourself, right? Like just listen to yourself. You don't need to have all the answers, but you do have the awareness that's necessary. The required level of awareness is always there. So if you need to be more aware later on, you will go through the life experiences that will create an even expanded, more expanded awareness. Stop preparing for 5 years from now when you need to be present in this moment. However you are calibrated in this moment is how you are supposed to be for this moment. The person I am today is going to change. Into what? I don't know. Hopefully she's nice. But if she needs to be a little bit more ratchet and a little bit more vicious in her declaration of her beliefs, by all means, I'm willing to be too. Whatever aspect of me is necessary, it will show up when it's time to show up. And I'm not going to be ashamed. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe. No, absolutely not. And I'm not going to hold on to the person that I am right now, because as much as I like her right now, because I kind of like myself this morning. I do. Well, no, this morning I did wake up irritated with myself. It is what it is. Everything irritates me. Everybody irritates me. And it's part of being human. Being presented with that opportunity requires you to relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. Ooh. Did you know? And my soul is encouraging me to speak about this because it's important for people to hear this. When you begin to try and scan people without their consent, not only are you a disgusting peeping Tom, you're also practicing demonic work. In addition to that, because there's someone that is apparently receiving transmissions from my soul don't like people. My soul keeps to itself. You see, I come from a lineage of souls. I'm not very easily read. And no, you're not gifted enough to be able to read me. I will tell you what you're picking up on. My external shield is a mirror finish. You're finally viewing a divine mirror, and I don't have to acknowledge you for you to see what's inside you. And this is not a new thing. Clearly, you're new to me because I've said this many times over the years. My external auric membrane is a mirror finish, so people see who they are. That's why when the people tell me like, Emmy, I love you so much. You're such a beautiful light. You're so full of kindness, so full of love and empowerment. I'm like, babe, that's you. You're seeing you. Right? It works both ways. It works both ways. So That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But the opinions of others never has ever been able to dictate to me my value, my character, my integrity. It says a lot. It says a lot. This thing of trying to distract, trying to, and I'm talking about the collective experience. There's a lot of attempts at distraction. There's a lot of attempts at projection. You each have the authority over yourself to determine how you will receive it or if you will receive it at all. So here's the thing, and I'm going to read these comments, okay? My community, you go ahead and you let me know what you think about these comments, because this is an important conversation. I am Noe. You're just being used as a speaking point, babe. I'm not actually addressing you. You're just being used as a speaking point. You're being used as an example in case you don't understand what I'm trying to communicate. So let me read these comments. First and foremost, the first comment that I see, exactly that brought me to your path to hear that you're triggering people. Laughing face, face palm emoji. Your aura does not transmit me something good, unfortunately. Okay. And then the next one, you're so strange to me and you make me feel not good. And that's very important. It's very important to feel good when you hear someone. Praying hands. Even your laugh is forced and feels as demonic. Seems like someone feels insecure witnessing the beauty of my piece. And they're trying to convince me to join them in their space of cognitive dissonance. It's okay to say that you're afraid. I scare you. Without even interacting with you, I scare you. Why? Because, I don't know, some people try and enter your space thinking they can dominate you. And when they realize they can't, they then begin to project. They then begin to spew whatever they can think of to shake you, to take control of the conversation that they were never even really invited to be a part of, right? So that's the thing. Are you just a thermometer or are you the thermostat? Because let me say this. Oh, and I'm not a kind soul, apparently. No, don't turn things around. Is not scare is that I feel you are not a kind soul. Okay, correct. It's all about you. It's all about agreeing with you. And I'm horrible because I haven't said anything offensive. Why are you so triggered? Because all the demons are when they cross my path. All the demons are when they cross my path. Even your laugh is forced. If this is your first time viewing me, how do you know what my laugh sounds like? How do you know what's a normal laugh? Down to criticizing the way I laugh. And now an attempt to try. What about people sees you and you? Why do I have to accept you? Who are you to me? That you would have so much more importance. Your opinion would have so much more importance over my awareness of my actual worth, which I will not explain to you because you haven't earned the privilege of me sharing such a beautiful history of mine with you. And here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing. I don't owe anyone an explanation. Neither do you. And here's the more powerful thing. Why waste your time trying to explain to a person who clearly has already decided without ever getting to know you that they don't like you? That's what demons do. Demons try and convince you that their stance is the stance and that anything outside of what they believe is erroneous, is fictitious, is demonic. What's that have to do with me? For me, and this is after I've observed the behaviors, what degree of lack of intelligence and lack of integrity would cause someone to enter into a space they've deemed demonic and harmful to them and continue to engage, continue to try and draw the attention? I mean, to me, that's a lack of intelligence, a lack of integrity. It's a lack of everything that I value and hold dear. And I will not mirror that. I will not be a reflection of a lower consciousness. I said what I said. A lower consciousness tries to force you into an engagement that then causes you to be a mirror of the ugly, the projection. You don't have that kind of power here or over me. You don't. When life presents you an opportunity and you allow that opportunity to turn into something ugly, notice how I use the word allow. That's intentional. I intentionally chose that word. When you allow people who lack integrity and want to cause you to be a mirror of their own ugliness, when you allow them to have that effect on you, you've given your power away. Not today. Not today. Not any day. And notice how I'm not moved emotionally whatsoever. Soul presented me an opportunity. Do I want to be a reflection of something ugly? Ugly behavior is ugly behavior. When you start to try and attack and degrade someone you don't know, never interacted with, that's ugly. And if you don't think that's ugly, then by all means, continue on. To me, that's ugly. I'm not going to allow someone to force me to behave in ways that don't honor me. And that's not to say that I don't have the capacity to dish it out, because all y'all in my community know I can let a motherfucker know. Not today. I'm in a space of peace today, and I won't be moved from that. Amy, why do you feel so peaceful today? Well, because I woke up irritated with myself for no real reason. Oh, no. I remember why. Because I was having hot flashes. That's why. And I was like so irritated. I know if I change the shorts, I'm going to be so cold. So I was irritated. And then I was like, I'm not going to be irritated today. No, today has tremendous potential. Today has beautiful, beautiful potential. And I think I'm going to tap into that instead. I think that's what I want to experience today, you know? So here's the thing. Your stupidity is, yeah, I'm over it. I know that I allowed you to think that you could say something and have some type of say in this. You don't. So, you know what happens now? I go ahead and I block you. because your words are irrelevant to me and I find you disruptive, very disruptive. You're one of those pick-me's. And I don't pick you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I don't care about your beliefs. So, looking back at the cards, hidden moon, right? Hidden moon. This is telling me that there's something that's being hidden from you. Maybe it's who you actually are. You're hiding it from yourself, you're hiding it from the world. And this is giving you the opportunity to show yourself and the world. Show yourself and the world. Excuse me, the true gravity of your nature. That's important. That's very, very important. Not just to show the world, but to show yourself. Who are you? Are you someone fully in control? And when I say fully in control, I don't mean in control of other people. I mean in control of yourself. Are you in control of yourself? Do you allow yourself to feel the emotions that need to be felt? And do you calm and neutralize the emotions that others are trying to force out of you? Because let me read you a couple more comments that they were able to leave before I finally got tired of their stupidity. You feel demonic and you're not here to heal. How about you maybe are not something good and you try to keep low vibration on people? I do feel you are not here to help, and demonic soul doesn't like that I see you. What am I supposed to feel from that? Because I feel nothing. I feel nothing. Like, am I supposed to be offended? My soul presented me an opportunity. I see the opportunity exactly for what it is. I use the speaking point. Speaking point is done, carrying forward. But Emmy, she said so many like really disgusting opinions. Everyone has an opinion. I said my opinion earlier. I believe that's a pick-me. That's a spiritual pick-me. Let me attack someone that I find attractive, that I find intelligent, that I find somehow superior to me. Let me attack that. Oh, Emmy, you're so full of yourself. Babe, I know how to read minds. She didn't like what I was saying because it came from an attractive face. I'm not saying I think I'm attractive. I'm saying she thinks I'm attractive. How dare I speak my mind? And if that image on her profile picture is actually her, I'm old enough to be your mom. I'm not your competition, babe. You're still a little baby witch, whereas I've been a crone for a very long time. You don't have the power or authority to sway me in any way, shape, or form. Some people will see your power and they will find it beautiful. Some people will see your power and the aesthetics of you. They don't like that combo. They don't like that combo. Why? Because it triggers their insecurities. How do I know this? Well, I also know how to read pictures. You post a public profile picture of you with your face nearly fully covered. You're ashamed of something about your own aesthetic. One of the most beautiful, most powerful things my mother taught me without me realizing what she was teaching me is to never hide my face. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. She programmed that into me. I don't like my hair on my face. I don't like anything touching my face. My face must always be left alone. Why? Why is that such an important lesson? I was not subconsciously taught to hide my identity. My identity was hidden because social, familial, religious programs in the environment that I grew up in, they didn't know what to do with me. I was hard to control. And no, I wasn't belligerent. I wasn't misbehaved. I was just hard to dominate. You couldn't tell me shit. If I don't agree with the logic you are sharing, I will not agree with it, no matter how much you threaten me, no matter how badly you speak to me and of me. I will not comply. For that, I'm also grateful. Everything that happens in your life is preparing you for the purpose you are here to fulfill. I'm here to be publicly witnessed, and I don't give a shit what type of effort is put into trying to convince me to tear myself down. That version of me is long gone. For that, I'm also grateful. The version of me that sits before you is the version that accepts myself exactly as I am. You know, this morning before I came live, I was looking at haircuts because I wanted to get a haircut. I wanted to cut my hair because I don't like my hair, because my hair this, my hair that. I don't appreciate it. It's thinning. It's no longer the thickness and the texture that it used to be. And I need to this and I need to that. And you know what? I said to myself, hey, how about instead of doing all of that and not being grateful for what I have, let me go to my office and maybe brush my hair, put a little tiny bit of product in it, and maybe I can tame some of the frizzy parts because I have an Irish curl. Yes. And then it turns out I actually like my hair. I'm not going to cut it. I have no split ends. My hair's super healthy. The only thing I put in it is heat protectant. It's about recognizing the beauty of your natural state. I love my hair. I only fixed these parts because they were a little bit frizzy. The rest is my natural texture. Yeah, just my natural texture. Yes, my hair is thinning. That comes with age. I've never felt more beautiful than I do in this part of my existence. I no longer need to be painfully skinny. I no longer need to have the most perfect hair and makeup always. I don't have to be immaculately dressed. To what? To impress people who really should be impressed by everything about me that has nothing to do with my aesthetic. I recognize I'm a damn good person. I recognize it. You'll be hard pressed to find a person as kind, loving, and generous as I am, even to strangers. But just because I'm those things doesn't mean I will allow and tolerate disrespect, nor will I be immediately offended just because someone is trying to offend me. Elevate your intelligence and maybe some of your words will get through. Because when you speak as though you're unintelligent, I tend to not listen. That might be one of the ugliest things about me. When I've deemed you to be stupid, I tend to just be like, oh, well, maybe if you were smarter, you'd understand how to communicate. But not everyone can be smart. That's ugly. I know. And I'm not proud to be that way, but it's an aspect of me that still exists. And I can't say I'm not grateful for it. I don't celebrate it, but I don't hate it either. Why? Well, because that's the part of me that doesn't allow the offensive words of stupid people to offend me. Yeah. So even that has a purpose. Even that has a purpose. I'm learning to love myself at a depth that I've never experienced before. And I'm not just talking about aesthetics, I'm talking about really understanding in a more nuanced way my actual value. I don't have to explain that value. If you don't have the capacity to see that value, just carry forward, carry on. You don't have to agree with me. But just like with my services, I don't run ads to try and convince you to see me in the truth of my value. You either do or you don't. And if you don't, that's your loss, not mine. That's your loss, not mine. This is how you need to see yourself as well. Why? Because you don't waste your time on stupid nonsense. You keep it moving, you keep it flowing, you keep reaching higher and deeper levels of self-acceptance, embrace of gifts you were given. It's time to serve your purpose. And if part of your purpose is letting motherfuckers know, sometimes you just got to serve that purpose and let a motherfucker know. And sometimes you need to just keep it moving. Learning discernment is crucial. You have a warrior spirit, but a true warrior doesn't just show up to every single skirmish that warrior is invited to. I live by the laws of Bushido. If I determine you are not a worthy adversary, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Why? That's like being so super de-duper specialized in training that you are part of DevGru. And a toddler comes up to pick a fight with you, and what? You're going to use your training on a toddler? See, most people don't even know what DevGru is. And that's who you want to engage with. People who don't even know the gravity of your training, the gravity of your abilities. Know when your time and your energy is being wasted. Know when something demonic has been presented to you to give you the opportunity to double down on your commitment to no longer giving your power away. Because really, that's what you guys saw. Someone was trying so hard to convince me how superior they are. Okay. You didn't know that I have a mirror finish on my shield? I'm fully aware only another Uraf can scan me. And Uraf never would, because we live within each other's hearts. There's only a handful of incarnate Uraf. Only a handful. Mm. Ugh, the emotion of that. Mm. I have a message for my soulkin. Never again will I allow us to incarnate for this purpose. This is the final time. That proverbial they have had enough opportunities to master grace. I will never allow again to serve in this purpose. Because this time, it's going to be corrected down to core. And I will not stop until it is. I have that type of authority over myself and my purpose. I won't violate other people's sovereignty. But for those who try and violate mine, remember this face. Give me 5 years. And I'll give you 5 years. And I promise you, by the time those 5 years are done, you'll be cheering along for me just like everyone else because you are nothing but a fucking follower. And no matter how I feel about not having followers, I will have more than you can count. And they will follow me through my journey. And I will show them how to find their way back home to themselves. You're going to feel stupid for the types of interactions you try to impress upon me. And it's only then that you'll understand how much grace I showed you when I walked you to the door and pushed you out. My time for hiding and playing small is done. Remember my face in 5 years. You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about, all cryptic and stuff right now. Might not even need 5 years. But let's just say 5 years because 5 represents change. And no, it's not me that needs to change. It's you. Those who think they can come across a person and try and convince that person to agree with your stance, because why? And I'm going to be upfront, whatever reasoning you give me is going to be inappropriate. It's not a justification for that behavior. You see, sometimes in the animal kingdom, and humans are animals as well, we are mammals, which is an animal. Sometimes in the animal kingdom, what some will do is they will look for the most powerful thing they can find in that field, in that playground, in that space, and they will try and challenge it in order to gain some degree of recognition, notoriety, something, some kind of attention. You better know what you're attacking before you start shit. You better know what you're attacking before you start shit, because I don't scare. I don't get intimidated. I get focused. No one should have the power to shake you from your space of centered peace. That's where I'm at today. That's where I'm at right now. And people will say, oh, she's angry. Really? You've obviously never seen me angry. To think that me speaking in almost a monotonous tone, and you think I'm angry. Am I angry? Or am I simply unimpressed? People don't have enough healthy judgment because what? There are those who think they know better than you about you. And they try and convince you that you're not supposed to be judgmental. Judgment is a very necessary component of discernment. It's condemnation. You're listening to people who don't understand the difference between judgment and condemnation. Yikes. 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 Give me 1 second. There you go. It's No Tolerance Tuesday. Angry are generators. Yes, except when someone is just nonstop angry and don't know how to control that very potent fuel, it's useless. It's useless. It becomes very destructive to the person and everyone in proximity. So I have quite a bit of anger. Am I an angry person? No, I reserve that for fuel. I reserve that for fuel. You see, fire can be used to destroy. It can also be used in very constructive, very healthy, very life-sustaining ways. What's the difference between the fire of an inferno and the fire produced by a torch? Torch is very concentrated. A torch, yes, it's fire, but it's used for very specific things, usually to build, usually for construction. If you don't know how to utilize anger and all you do is spout off, you do you, babe. You do you. Attract sigil. So if you're upside down in the way you see yourself, you're going to attract people who are also upside down in the way they see themselves. People who have an inflated sense of self, an inflated sense of entitlement to you, your energy, your focus. There'll be a mirror of that. It's called projection. You project into your external environment your internal circumstance. If you refuse to see the circumstance inside you, your soul and your life will draw to you the people who are a mirror of that ugly. So people might say, oh, so then that person that you blocked is a mirror of something ugly in you. Yes, that existed in me a long time ago. In my teens. When I was fucking scared of everything. Why was I scared of everything? Because I didn't want to accept I have a very heightened, highly developed ability. Actually, I have many abilities. I didn't want to accept it. So if you continue to reject those parts of you, you will villainize those aspects of self and you will be filled with fear. It went from, oh, things are going to harm me, to, oh, I might harm someone else, to now it's like, what you want, boo, what you need, how can I help you? I mean, are you going to hurt me? I mean, why would I hurt you? That's weird. That's weird. Are you planning on harming me and you're worried that I'll find out and that's why you think I'll hurt you? That's fucking weird. I don't have ill intentions towards people, so I never actually think people are going to hurt me, even when they issue unalive threats. I'm like, oh, what kind of day are you having? You're sending ugly messages. Ew. Ew. That's ugly. So if you allow yourself to really just stop being scared of who you are, how you are, and what you're capable of, and that includes you not competing and comparing with other people in order to validate yourself. That's a demonic thing. That's what demonics do. That's how they're able to rank themselves amongst their peers. They compete and compare with each other. For those that are not familiar with me, I'm also a demonologist. I'm everything weird. Yeah. And weird's not a bad thing. At least in my situation, it's not. You got to stop being ashamed for owning the space you live in. When you have any space for doubt, Your soul will bring those who will bring that doubt to the surface of your awareness. Bring those people around. Excuse me. Anything amazing I say about myself is strictly about myself. It does not carry with it the implication that I think I'm better than other people. So why am I telling you that? So that you can finally give yourself permission to kind of, I don't know, accept yourself. Acknowledge your actual ability and potentiality. Because those are important things to do. Those are very important things to do. If you can't do that, if you refuse to do that, well, you'll come across people who will challenge that. They'll challenge that. And even when you are doing that, every once in a great while, your soul will bring you someone who will challenge it just to see if you've regressed or if you're continuing on your journey of progression. So allow yourself to recognize where you're at within your journey. You don't need to call things outside of yourself. You don't need to continue to assume that you're incapable. There's a difference between incapable and unwilling. I used to think that I was incapable energetically, incapable of being able to harness my gifts, being accurate and efficient with those gifts. I used to think that because of that assumption that, oh, I might harm other people if I try and start developing these gifts that I'm aware of. And you know, the craziest thing happened when I began allowing myself the permission to recognize those gifts were already cultivated. Those gifts were already cultivated. I've been this way since I was a child. Actually, I'm much more childlike now than I was when I was a child. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been capable of many, many things since childhood. I didn't have an awakening. I know that's a cool thing to say at this point for people. I literally was just born this way. Literally just born this way. Mm-hmm. So that whole, oh, I'm afraid if I cultivate this, I cultivate that, I might harm people, I might this, I might that. Yeah, I recognize it wasn't that I was incapable, it's that I was unwilling. It's because I felt so much shame due to the religious and social programs that were in place. I felt ashamed. And that shame made me unwilling. I was unwilling. It's when you hesitate, when you reject aspects of yourself, it creates blockages. So here's an example. I have all my clairs developed, right? And it's like, whatever. That's my norm, so it's not a big deal to me. Now, I'm also capable of quite a few other things that I don't like to talk about. Why? Because it's fucking weird. Why do we need to talk about that? It's plain and simple. That's fucking weird. Why do you have to know about that? So one of my other gifts, sometimes I can move things with my mind. And it makes me feel weird. So I don't like to show people that. One time I was live streaming and the plant behind me started moving. It was like it was waving. And I was like, oh, what is that? And then I didn't think about it. So I went ahead and I went like this and it moved more. And people can say that that was just maybe a fluke or something. Okay, I'm not trying to impress people. But because I feel so weird about it, it's hard for me to control it. So if you were to ask me, move one of your other plans, I mean, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But one time there was no hesitation because I knew I don't have time for this shit. My husband and I, we were driving to one of my most favorite crystal shops. It was in between my sessions. I had another session that was coming up, so I needed to hurry up. So we're driving down this 2-lane highway. Oh, it was 4 lanes, 2 lanes on each side, 4-lane highway. And we approached a red light, and the vehicle in front of us was carrying or towing a flatbed. So on that flatbed was a stack of full sheet. I don't know if it was like MDF or extremely thick plywood. That shit is like, I don't know, 60, 70 pounds each sheet. And I don't really know what happened. I think it was the way they braked, but when they braked and we were behind them, one of the sheets of plywood or MDF slid off of their trailer. It slid off. And the thing was, like, we were pretty far away from it because we were further back. We were still coming to a stop. And my husband's like, oh shit. And I was like, I don't think so. We don't have time for this shit. I have a session coming up. And it slid completely out of our lane. At which point my husband is like, what the fuck? I was like, what? It's green light, go. We don't have time for this. He's like, what the? Just go. We don't have time. I'm not playing with you. I have 45 minutes before my next session. I don't have time for that shit. Because there was no question as to like, oh my God, what will people think if they see me do this? I just pushed that shit out the way. Didn't touch our car. We just kept right on going. My husband was weirded out. Weirded out. I ain't got time for that. Earth Angel Sam, I don't have time for that. I can't be late for my sessions. I'm very particular because my sessions, it's extremely rare for me to be late. Like, and if I'm going to be late, I will give you at least like a 30-minute advance notice, or there's some crazy ass stuff happening and my tech is just not working. So it is one of those things. So I'm like, hey, I can't be late. Okay. People pay good money. They wait a long ass time to sit with me. I'm not going to be late. I don't think so. It's just ever so gingerly slide it to the left, slide it to the left. If you allow yourself to look at all of the weird things, the coincidences that have happened in your life, were they weird or coincidences? Or was it you not being willing to accept you actually have abilities? And no, I don't think I'm like, oh, I'm the chosen one. I have all these gifts. Like, motherfuckers, we all have gifts. Stop. We all have gifts. Seriously. We all have gifts. You know, as part of my certification program, and my students can attest to this if they want to go ahead and comment on whatever platform they're watching on. But I help you to cultivate your gifts, not just what I'm teaching you. By the end of that program, you're a completely different person. Why? Because now you're allowing your gifts to come forward. You're not fighting it and you're not afraid of it. We all have gifts. Quit playing. We all have gifts, okay? Integrity. You need to always move with integrity as you're presented this opportunity. I think for some of you, it's an opportunity to begin really embracing your gifts. I know the word chosen absolutely makes me cringe. It's like, okay, pick me. Chosen by who? Chosen by what? For what? So if you can't get past the old programs where you're trying to affix labels upon yourself in order to gain some degree of validation for yourself, you're not going to transform. You're not going to go deeper into the actuality of who and what you are. And that's what you need to do. You need to go deeper into your truth. What are you here for? And it doesn't have to be something where you're here to save the world. Like, y'all, the shit that I can do, I'm not going to talk about. What do you need to know it for? Stop being nosy. But seriously, the things that I can do, mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Am I here to save the world? No. No, not at all. Am I here to heal people? I have the capacity to, but no, I'm here to remind you how to heal yourself. I can facilitate. I can assist. That's all I'm here to do, assist. I don't need a label. I don't need a fancy title. As a matter of fact, I was filling out my LinkedIn. I have a little project happening. I was filling out my LinkedIn and I don't even know what to call myself. At first I was like, stay-at-home mom. That doesn't work, girl. That doesn't work. That's not part of what you're doing. Like, what title do I even give myself? I don't know. So what does that mean? I don't need a fucking title to be a powerful motherfucker. I just am. Does that mean other people are devalued because I understand about me? No, I think we're all powerful in our own ways. Just because your power doesn't present the way mine does, doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. You're being presented an opportunity for what? I don't know, whatever you make it. If you're given this opportunity and you turn it into another way to bash yourself, fuck out of here. You're going to make me so mad at you. I'm serious. You're going to make me so fucking mad at you. Why? Why are you even asking me why? Well, that irritated me. Stop irritating me. What do you mean, why? What do you mean, why? Do you think I'm a liar? That's fucking offensive. You think I'm lying to you and feeding you a line? I'm not nice. I'm kind, but I'm not nice. Nor do I want to be. Do you think I'm going to lie to you and tell you that you're more powerful than you actually are? That's a recipe to get you fucked up. I'm not going to do that. So when you ask me why do I believe in you? I ask you, why can't you see what I see? And the increase in emotion comes from this space of now I'm irritated at both of us. Why? Well, because stop being like me. Unwilling and unable to see your true value. So now I'm irritated at both of us. Good job. Good job. Now we're both being dumb. You don't have to believe it to be able to acknowledge that it's there. You don't have to have mastered control of it. Whatever your gift is, you don't have to have mastered control of it to simply acknowledge that you have that. You're capable of that. You're being presented an opportunity to be able to see the true gravity of you and maybe see, even for just a moment, your actual purpose. And if you don't want to, then you don't want to. But just now I'm going to be irritated with you. Why? Because I don't want to be the only one that shines. There's no fun in that. I've never really been one to want to stand out and have all the attention, and like, that's fucking weird. That's so weird. To me, that's weird, but also I'm autistic. So, I mean, I don't know. That's weird to me, though. You have choices to make. And if you're not going to listen to the messages from soul, what's going to happen is as you turn your back to the shine, you'll then begin to face the shadow. The shadow is not evil. It's not evil. It's not intrinsically evil. It's where your greatest potential, your most profound power is hidden. And it's hidden there because as humans, we naturally have a fear of the dark, of the shadows. It's part of the last vestiges of our survival instinct. That's an intentional program. Why? Well, you would need to develop a certain minimum degree of maturity, emotionally, mentally, intellectually, energetically, to drop that fear. And as you drop that fear, that means you've developed enough to be able to access abilities that you now have the maturity to responsibly wield. I'm not scared of the dark anymore. I used to be tremendously. And now I'm not. I've shared this before. We have this huge, I think it's like a 10-foot mirror. Our ceilings are super high. I think it's like a 10-foot mirror in our bathroom, and it's behind the sinks. So it's literally like a wall of mirror. And I have to walk past that in order to go use the restroom at night. And I don't turn the light on. I just go. And then when I walk out of the bathroom, I have to walk past these mirrors again. And I remember several times it's happened where I'll see things that are kind of crawling in the mirror. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm going to sleep. Stay on your side. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Like, shit. You come on my side of the mirror, you're going to have a problem. It's going to be me. Hey, let me go back to sleep. I'm a little bit grumpy. It's like, what time in the morning? Stop fucking around. That's how I see things. I'm kind of just like, ew, you're ugly. Stay on your side. Like, ew. Just stay on your side. Like, we don't even have to fight about me seeing you. Like, whatever, you're there. Stay on your side. Having gratitude for this process that you're in, allowing yourself to begin recognizing the ways in which your soul is stacking all of your experiences in your favor. You just have to be able to allow yourself to see how much you've already gone through, because everything you've gone through serves as training for you. It serves as training for you. So do what you're here to do. I'm going to be live today at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you'd like to join me for Expedite, if you want to see what it is I do, because I do a lot. I do. I do a lot of different types of activations and defensive work and things like that. If you'd like me to work on you, simply click on the QR code or the link in the comments. I'll be live today, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For those on TikTok, all you have to do is go to the link in my bio, click on that, and then click on Protection Tea Party. I also have a special Abundance Amplifier event. We've entered into a window of time where the abundance and the potentiality is reaching a fever pitch. It's up to you what you want to do with it. This event is not going to be publicly broadcast. With this event, it's about like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour long meditation. You don't have to go anywhere. It's virtual, and you'll have access to the recording, so you can watch it for however long it's up. And I think there is a second ticket option, and the ticket option comes with a whole bunch of activations. So whenever there's an enhanced ticket option for my virtual events, I don't really say this much publicly. What ends up happening is your soul gets to decide anywhere from like 5 to 8 activations. Your soul chooses what those activations are. And then I'll just do them. Like, I don't even care how much I charge for that individually. I do whatever your soul asks me to do, and I work on everyone simultaneously. And then you have access to that recording as well. And with that recording, every time you watch it, your soul can decide if it wants more activations, because those activations are really just in support of whatever your soul is deciding. So, yeah, I mean, however many activations your soul wants, that's what it is. I don't know. Don't bother me none. The work's already done. It's already recorded. So however many times you watch it, that's how many more activations your soul is going to request. Time and space is a human concept. Because people are going to be like, well, if you already did it, then how do you know? I don't need to know what your soul wants. I simply need to begin opening pathways and adjusting specific etherogenetic combinations, and that opens floodgates that your soul controls. So that's what happens every single time you watch that video. Yep. So yeah, I gotta get going. I have those 2 events. I'll be live later today, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll see you guys then. I hope that today's conversation really helps you to see all the ways in which you've been giving your power away. If you allow yourself to get to a point where you fully own the details of your life and your journey, you're going to be less likely to give that power to someone else, someone who wants to dominate you. You can still hold your power even while you feel afraid and intimidated. You can say no with your voice shaking, and no still means no. Yeah, no still means no. So I've learned to be very ballsy, because not only do I say no, I say, no, now what? What are you going to do? Yeah, with that face too. Mm-hmm. Yes. So TikTok, I say, no, now what? What are you going to do? Not a damn thing, Smokey. See? Ballsy. Just go like this. I got big balls. So, yes, allow your balls to grow and descend, and then use them. Speak powerfully with authority over yourself. Who gives a shit who agrees with you or doesn't? You have authority over yourself, authority over your life. Start using it. Start using it. Okay. Love you guys. I'll see you 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today. Bye, everyone.